Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and I'm out on another walk. Today I'm in Worthing, where I live, and I'm down here by the pier on the seafront. And behind me, straight into the sunshine, is the pier. That's Worthing's wonderful pier, pretty clear of all the nonsense you get on so many other piers, the sort of, you know, fortune telling and kiss me quick hats. There is a small amount of amusement. Now I'm walking, as it happens today, along the seafront actually to go to my father's house. I need to go and read the meter and then pay the bill. But looks like there's a bit of work going on here. Just along here on the seafront. Up there was a Ferris wheel, which has been there throughout the summer, and now it's clearly coming down. It's a shame, I didn't know it was coming down. I've not been on it, but they're obviously working hard to bring that down before the winter. So I had to bypass the promenade. I wanted to show you the promenade all along, not the whole way, but to where my father's house is, which is up for sale in Goring, because the promenade is very lovely. I do enjoy it, and it's nice to get out and have a walk. Now this is the old Lido, or Lido, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and here used to be a swimming pool, an outdoor swimming pool, hence the name, the Lido, of course. But now it's very much a theme park. There is a bandstand and rides and things for the kids, but the swimming pool, I believe, is still there, but it's been paved over. It's very unlikely it's ever going to be used and opened up again. Okay, I'm going to stroll on, but there's some interesting features along this that I thought, because I live by the sea, I rarely get to show it to you. So today I've got my comedy hat here because the weather is supposed to turn nasty, hence the coat, but the sun is shining at the moment, so we'll make the best of it. It's not the best of days to come onto the seafront here. It's very windy, overcast as you can see, threatening rain. But this was, back in the 19th century, a destination for a lot of the Victorians to come and take the sea air. Brighton had become a venue, of course. King George IV had made that very famous, and I think it was Princess Amelia who came here, and then of course the rest of us followed. Quickly go down to the seafront itself. Worthing has a shingle beach, as you can see. Get used to it. There is some sand, but it's not that soft, beautiful sand that you have in other places, or with dunes. Very, very windy. I apologise if it's ruining the soundtrack. And there you can see the sea goes out quite a distance, and it's absolutely great for dog walkers. People do come down here by train or by coach, but in the old days you could get down here by paddle steamer, and the paddle steamers would moor up on the pier, which is really the main reason the pier is here. It was a way of getting tourists down from London or along the coast, and they still, very rare now, I think it's the Waverley, a paddle steamer that comes along the coast from, I'm not quite sure where it starts, probably in Brighton somewhere. It used to come to Worthing and go all the way down to the Jurassic coast, which was rather nice. Right, let's press on. Just going to come off the seafront here because there's it's very, very windy for one thing, which is why I'm now walking backwards. But I want to show you the Burlington Hotel, which is one of Worthing's older hotels, and it's actually very colonial in style, which is just behind me here. And then there's this wonderful terrace of Georgian houses. If I can cross the road, I will show you in more detail. As you can see, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories with a basement. I guess the basement would be the story, 4 stories and a basement, I guess. With this ornamental garden in the front, which is being ravaged at the moment as the temperature drops. But beautiful houses. I've never been in any of those, and it makes you wonder what they're like. But because they're Georgian, they've got that red brick, beautiful Georgian windows, although most of the windows here are now sash windows and probably nowhere near the original, which is a shame. Big chimneys, love all that. And then they've got the balcony, the ironwork balcony here. So I would say that's probably late Georgian, early Victorian, that style, but I don't know for sure. The rest, going west now, that way, we get to much more modern buildings, closer to the pier, where there's still some older hotels, and then there is some modern residences as well that have been just built. All along the promenade are the shelters, very 1930s Art Deco shelters, maybe 20s, beautiful. They've been preserved, and they do make, may even be older than that actually, they do make the seafront very unique. There was a film with Tom Bell and the other girl, name I can't remember, but somebody will tell me, called Wish You Were Here, and that was principally filmed here and at the Dome Cinema as well, which is just further back that way. I'm going to go back onto the seafront and brave the wind. Just taking refuge for a moment in the shelter. It's not quite out of the wind here. If I sat down the other end, maybe I would. I think this one's more Art Deco. I think the other ones that I first talked about are much earlier, probably turn of the century, I would think. Something like that, late Victorian, as you get into the 20th century. All these dates and things to remember. It's great because people do come here, you know, Worthing's known for its elderly population. We used to, in the 70s, I think, 60s and 70s, it used to be known as the retired colonels, and military people would come down here to the coast and enjoy the sea. Quite understandably, I think most of those people have passed on now, but it's still a retirement place for many people, although there's a lot of young people here, which is lovely. We do get this view out here, as you can see, just about stormy sort of weather. The sea is churning up a bit in the distance there, and I don't know whether you can quite make it out, but the Rampion Power wind farm, it has been built now the last year or so, is generating electricity. Personally, I'm not keen on the wind farm myself, but you know, it's free energy and it's a bit of an eyesore, but in the end you get used to it, I suppose, like all these modern things. I'm going to press on a little bit. Further back that way we saw the beach huts. They're not terribly impressive beach huts. They start to come on about West Worthing area, and excuse my sniffles, I've still got the cold. And they're all in a line, and pretty drab really compared to some of the ones that you get, say, at South Wold in Norfolk, which is very nice, but hey, you know, it's better than nothing. It's a very long promenade, so it's nice that they're not too obscuring the view if you're walking along. Coming to the end now of my little impromptu video. This that you can see over there is Dolphin Lodge. It's at the bottom of a road called Grand Avenue that at one time was going to be the main route into Worthing, and speculators built this wonderful building as a hotel. It's now private residence and flats and things. On the other side was going to be another one with a great entrance here on the west of Worthing as its main place to come in. However, and you can see here, this staircase and all of this was going to be part of this amazing so-called entrance, but it all fell apart as money ran out, and Grand Avenue now remains just as a very big and wide road down there. However, you get the coaches and they come along and they park here. It's a very nice part. Behind me we've got the Canadian flag on the flagpole here, and there's actually a remembrance plaque here to the soldiers that fought in the Second World War. It says here, the service and the First World War, remembering the servicemen and women in the Worthing area during the First World War. They did a lot of manoeuvres up on the downs, and of course protected a lot of the town and the seafront. And of course there's a whole load of bits about what happened in the D-Day invasion. Anyway, we can look at about that. It's been so windy, the weather hasn't been great, and I haven't had a lot of time, so apologies that this video is a little bit of a gesture really to the seafront. I will come back perhaps next year when there's more time and look at these interesting features in more detail, but until then, thanks so much for watching. Didn't get to wear my comedy hat in the end, but I got a little bit more to go to get to Goring, where my dad's house is. But in the meantime, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe. Apologies for the wind noise if there is any, and I'll catch up with you next time. Till then, thanks for watching. Bye bye.